Go. I do believe we're live. So I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to think about what it takes. I'm on day 2 of my fast, so I'm definitely feeling a little bit chillaxed. Chillaxobobaxia, like calm and like my body is in a little bit of an energy saving state. Oh goodness. I think I found where my shirt gave me more room for expansion. It got busted today during yoga. Happy that I found the holes. I heard it get torn during the yoga, but I couldn't find where the holes were. Alas, such it be, and so it is. Today's stream topic is about what it takes. In the last 3 days, I've spent like more than 500 US dollars. And that's a lot of money to me, all right? Half of it was like $244 of it went to the Republic of China for them to get my paperwork. I need to get a police clearance from that side. And then the other, little bit more than half of it, went to booking a place for us. You're going to be spending more once you get here. Yeah, it's probably also true. Maybe so. Maybe not. There's probably going to be like a lot of spending to get it like over with, and then ideally less so. Right? But that's not actually what I'm talking about. I'm giving you like key insights so that I can get to what I actually want to talk about today. And that is what it takes from the perspective of almost like difficulty, right? Where in my mind, the level of difficulty and the level of in the way itness, if you will, that things have is higher than what it actually takes of you. For instance, getting all of my paperwork sent and scanned in and the money paid, right? Money saved, then money paid for like the police clearance in China thing. That when I saw I was going to have to do that, for example, let's start with that. Look who's here. When I saw that it's going to cost, 500 US dollars alone just for the paperwork, and that I'm gonna have to get police clearance from China, and I was like, oh geez, where will I even start? There was a catastrophizing that happened in my whole being, right? Have you ever eaten dog meat? Unfortunately, I can say yes, that I have. I was kind of lulled into it. I was offered meat for meat to taste, and then they laughed afterwards, and then they were like, you just ate gaw. Gaw, which is like dog in Chinese. The fuck kind of question is that? Like the worst part is that I have an answer, actually, Sam. I think that's the worst part. So anyway, right, what it takes, right? So I saw that there was going to be expectations of me. Hey, Kiefer, they did the same thing to me in Taiwan. That happens. Hey, Reinhard, ek sien jy is baie kreatief as 'n mens. Ek is ook 'n kreatiewe mens. Can you stop, please? Stop chewing yourself. Is that? I actually like you sitting on me all the time, But there's no me telling him to go anywhere else either. So alas. Hey, there is Jovan. Hey, Xiao. It's nice having you here with us. Sending you so much love. So yeah, right? There was, and like this is what I'm trying to get at. There was a certain level of, oh no, how am I gonna do this? Is this gonna be the thing that stops me from taking the next step kind of vibes? And now that I've gone through all of the steps, I've gotten the 5 different pieces of paper they wanted from me. And now today, they sent me another 2 pieces of paper I had to sign. And then I had to, with my passport and said piece of paper, take a photo and then attach those scanned pieces of paper and the photo onto another email. Right, that's the step that happened today. And again, the amount of resistance that there was in me to actually, or not even to get to that point, but to just think about what's going to be expected. Right. There was and continues to be a certain level of resistance in my heart to government paperwork, especially if it costs money. It's like you expect this of me and it's going to be, an expense. And then directly after that, or was it just before that? I booked our hotel 5 days that we're going to be staying in the Drakensberge and Clivia Hill. Looks very nice, looks very scenic. All right, so that part of our trip is already booked. I was thinking about reaching out to Jumanji as well, but I don't have capital to pay for our full stay yet. And then, on top of all of that stuff, also my sister's paperwork, all of the stuff that was kind of like still outstanding for me. Like I got all of the information I need, got the photographers finally, and then I got that part done as well. Right? And after I had done all of these things that I knew had to get done, and in my mind could be mentally, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say catastrophizing. It's more blowing it out of proportion. Hey, Jenny, it's nice having you here, friend. The amount of out of proportion that I blew all of these things that I needed to do, and then suddenly, upon sitting down and doing them, they were done, just like that, quick. And that's the thing I want to talk about today. That's like the real energy that I'm trying to address. It's the fact that we have that ability, to do what it takes, if you will. And in our mind, what we think it's going to take is so much bigger than it does actually, right? And we'll spend so much time in our minds thinking about all that it takes. And then that will end up taking more from you, time-wise, energy-wise, than actually just doing the thing. Well, you a cute one too. That's nice. Thank you, Jenny. I try, do my cuteness exercises every morning, write in my cute journal. Love it, Stu. Love your dog. Thank you. Yeah, he's a sleepy dude. He likes being on the lap. This is his happy place. He can switch off as soon as he's had his lap taken. It's nice having new friends here, Jenny. Are you new? Have you been here before? I think I've seen a Jenny here before. Prairie Wolf is back with us again. Hey, friend. It's nice having you. Write in my cute journal with your fuzzy top gel pen. Exactly like that, with my water bottle full of stickers next to me. And what else is cute? I'm drawing blanks quickly. Please send help. When I was in Colombia, they tried to spook me with blood sausage. Yeah, blood sausage isn't that scary. It's more just gross. Right? It's more gross than it is scary. I'm not that scared by weird food things. The most like closest I got to being scared of like the food that were being served was at a wedding, where it was some sort of delicacy to eat. Turtle, tortoise, and they literally would like steam cook that entire thing, and then they would bring the entire thing, the entire animal, out on a big plate, and then they would open the shell at the dinner table. I was like, oh hell nah, hell to the nah. Like that's the one thing in China that I didn't actually try any of. I was like, nah. I tried eels. like literally the whole eels. You could like eat, like they would like have a whole bowl of these baby eels, and because they were still babies, they didn't have thick bones, and you could eat them like noodles. I'm so sorry, but yes, I tried even that. I tried jellyfish, I tried octopus, I tried a dog against my will. Probably wouldn't have tried that if I knew either. But that was where I drew the line where I was like, no, this is this is a little bit yikes. I'm happy that you like you laugh at that, Kiefer. Good. At least one good response. It is a yikes story. I apologize. Jovan sending love to our friends. She also said, yeah, I've been feeling into this thing. The mowing of the grass isn't half as bad as the mind games my brain plays leading up to the lawn being mowed. It's interesting how it is like that. What it takes. Mowing the lawn takes some time, takes some effort of you pushing it around. And then it's done, right? And then you get all of that relief, all of that satisfaction. But the amount of mental gymnastics that it takes before you actually get to that point as well, I do think that's where I personally wanted to be a little bit more streamlined, let's call it. I have a ride-on mower, faster too. That's nice. Yeah, ride-on lawnmowers is definitely probably where you want to be if you're still going to be cutting the lawn yourself, especially if it's a big one. But I'm like at this point, Jenny, with like robot lawnmower. It's like have a robot mark out the perimeter, have it mow lawn, and I'm gonna get Jovan a robo lawnmower, right? My first paycheck or something, I'm gonna buy her a robo lawnmower that doesn't have to push it. I mean, or I at that point probably won't have to push it myself anymore. I totally have plans to do that for sure, Sam. I needed the reminder. Good. Native grasses, plant native grasses for bee preservation. Dude, where I live, did that. Dude, a dude where I live did that and got out of mowing his lawn permanently because of local laws regarding native prairies. Maybe Jovan can do something like that. It's not a bad idea. But yeah, homeowners associations and stuff. I'm sure there probably is one. I don't know if the whole town is its own homeowners association, but there probably is. I know for a fact now that Jovan has gotten a letter, right? Your grass is like this much too long, get a letter. Be like, hey, oh, have you considered mowing your lawn and stuff? It's like, okay, I'll get right on that piece of paperwork, right in my cute journal. Good morning to you again, Prairie Wolf. First time, I'm from Central Queensland, Australia, holidaying in Bali at the moment. That might be why you have access to my stream. Do give us a subscribe, Jenny, so you can see us again. I think I do stream around the same time every single day, and I think Australia is pretty late. It's like 2 a.m. there or something, so might be hard for you to join us live. But it was nice of you to join us now. It's 10. Blood sausage. Americans don't eat that shit on principle, not because it frightens us. Yeah, it's just like, isn't there other things? Isn't there better things to make the sausage out of? It's like, like I get it, like weighs nothing, but I'll have some anything other than that sausage. Like unironically, even a Vienna that comes from like a mass-produced factory still has like more appeal in my mind than blood sausage. Like homemade blood sausage by grandma has less appeal to me than factory made, comes out of plastic Vienna. Right, which technically health wise is probably the opposite way around for those two food items, but still. Don't eat carnivorous animals. Way to secondhand protein. Eating lions, that would be weird. Uh, Also on principle, I don't think we do that. You seem happy this morning, evening for you. Good vibes today. I'm feeling pretty chill. I'm doing a fast, so I'm like on day. I was doing hours in my mind, and then I started with day. I'm on day 2. I'm like about 40 hours or so in. It'll be 48 hours officially, close to night. And I usually do start feeling better the more fast I do. All right. I feel like when I'm in a state of almost like constantly calorying myself, it becomes like a little bit of a, imagine there's a machine and that machine chops wood in like fine pieces. And then you keep putting logs in the machine and then it keeps making fine pieces. But at some point, you put too much log in the machine, and then the machine starts making beeping sounds to let you know, hey, oh, this bunch log, can you chillax? And I think, even if I know it or not, there's like some low hum signals going off in my body when I've been in a state of continuous calorie consuming. And then suddenly taking a fast brings me into a state of that's my problem, too much log. Here you go, skull. Skulls of truth. The more you know, knowledge is power. Don't overdo the log machine. Uh, I don't eat seafood because it's gross. You see, I really like seafood. I just don't have access to it. I'm like really deep inland. So I've eaten maybe 50 plates of seafood my entire existence, kind of vibes. But I really enjoy it. That's the other part that's sad to me. And it is good for you, technically. It's gross. But I especially don't eat octopus because they're smart. Yeah. The octopus that I ate was in small pieces when they served it to me. All right, that one was already food. Let me just say that. If I was like going out there, pulling a poor octopus from its habitat to eat it, I'm on your side, Sam. But I was kind of excusing the moral part of myself in that particular scenario because it was like this dude already got wrecked. It's already cooked. It's already covered in sauce. You know, I'll try a piece, and I did. I tried a piece, so I can say I don't like that, and then I didn't eat anymore. Mm, I have a ride on lawnmower. There it is. Mulcher mower. I have nice, lush, clean, soft lawn. Nice. Our biggest crop, grass. Did you know that? I think it is technically true. The most surface area on our planet covered by a single crop is grass. I wonder if I can get that statistic in a way that it's a little bit more palatable. Is it true that technically one of our biggest crops in the world is our lawn grass because of it taking land and being watered? Do let me know. Jumping bug was on the screen for a second. Let me go to my dock. I'll catch you a fish. I'll make the chips or whatever. It'll be nice. Yes, that's absolutely true. You hear that? You hear that? Absolutely, it says. And it's a striking example of how our priorities as a species sometimes skews towards aesthetics and cultural habits rather than food or ecological function. Lawn grass as the largest crop in the US. So it is technically the US, but still. In the United States alone, turf grass, that's lawns or golf courses or parks, cover an estimate of 50 million acres. 50 million acres, making it the largest irrigated crop by area in the whole country. Larger than the areas used to grow corn, wheat, or fruit. I wish it was combined just because it sounds cool when you say that. Combined. So much surface area. The finding came from NASA's funded study in 2005 that used satellite data to estimate turf coverage. While the US specific similar while this is US specific, similar patterns are seen in other developed nations where lawns are a major part of urban and suburban design. Yasa. Lawns are thirsty. Third, 33% of all residential water use in many cities are just for the lawns. Are just for the lawns. That is bonkers. That is actually wild. One third. I didn't know that number. I knew it's technically the biggest crop in the world, but I didn't know it takes a third of the water of the city's water. That is so wild. Yeah. So that is another reason as well, Sam, to be on your side of the natural prairies kind of thing. Have you considered mowing your lawn? Have you considered shoving that notice off your hat? I'm on your side on that, dear Sam. Thankfully, I don't live in a homeowners association, but the town has a rule that if it's over 6 inches or something, they'll send the town to mow it and charge you out the wazoo. I was about to say, shit, that's nice of them. And then I read the last bit. It was like, It's like, yes, that was a $6,000 lawn mowing. It's like, what the fuck? For what? What did you do? Did you cut every single grass with individual pair of scissors? Lest to not harm them. Like that is wild. It was on a pretty nice. It was on a pretty nice piece of paper though. Thick stock, nice at least. So they wouldn't. So they could have folded it up, drizzled it in olive oil. You're picking up what I'm putting down. So step one is getting melt here. We started shopping for land for the folks to move to and settle down. I don't think we're on that part of the journey just yet. I think we need to make money first, then we can start thinking about purchasing land. And if we're gonna be purchasing land, it might be cheaper, and I'm saying might, as in definitely will be cheaper to buy land here somewhere in South Africa. So small steps. We'll do the first thing first. That's my problem. Too much long. Epic Lovins to you too, Kristen. I saw your post, Kristen. War. I remember reading that post where she said she was going to wear one of my flowers, and then I was like, "Bet I'll post it." So you have the HD file, and then she did go and have that piece of clothing made, and here is her in it. Ooh. I'm guessing that's AI, but not the photo that you sent, the photo that Hoopy sent. There's Kristen wearing a flower. Isn't that cool? Awesome photo too. Love is true. It's nice to see my flowers being worn. I want to as well. My shirts are getting bow blasted, completely explodiosos. Shipping containers can be quickly converted into shitty home with the right power tools. Not even a shitty home, just like straight up home. There's a channel called Life Uncontained. I've been following their journey since they had like boxes essentially standing on posts. And now they have a full home. They built another one also in a container that they then shipped to the new piece of property that they got themselves. So I'm totally down for living in a shipping container too, is what I'm saying by that. With some more time, they can be turned into super cute tiny homes too. Yeah, there's me and Joe on the same page of that as well. What a doll, so friggin' cute. Kristen, it's true. Kristen makes it work. I'm imagining people seeing her out in the world wearing my flowers as well. And the conversations that could arise, what they must think. So many fractals. Oh, Kristen's just listen to the voice note too. This thing is gonna make a little clicky clicky sound. I have some Buddha Kush in here. Kush of Buddha. We like that. This one has like blueberry vibes to it. I've noticed. Takes a while to click. There we go. Mm, it's not a bad idea. Louisiana is asking if we should have a collective call to touch home base. We're starting to plan a trip here to South Africa. Guyana, one of Joe's old friends, and Erin, one of this space's old friends, are both coming alongside Jovan to come and visit South Africa for a little bit. And we have our first place booked. We're gonna spend 5 days there, which is a while, but there is a bunch of stuff to do. Woo! There is kayaks or canoes to ride. There is a bunch of area for us to reside. It's next to the water or close to the water at the very least. Maybe I can show our friends a little bit of a photo or two so you can see what we know about the space too. Here's me booking. View full booking details. Booking confirmed. Your payment was successful. Nice. We like that. Here we go. Take me to the photographs. Seems very quaint. Let me do it like this. This bottom photo is gonna go away. There we go. That's the little lawn, talking about lawns, in front of the actual space. Ah, I hate that. I'm calm. I'm patient. This is fine. Maybe we'll try dragging. Dragons? Ah, there we go. There's gonna be some beds to sleep on. Oh, bathroom for bathrooming. Another two beds. The double bed. Quaint little kitchen. It's got the refrigerator and a place to cook something. Microwave. Place to sit around the fire if need be. There we go. And then you go outside and it's like there's probably gonna be like a little porch area. Yeah, this is where we're gonna spend most of our time. In the outside. Yeah. That's gonna be the spot that I probably will gravitate towards the most. And a tree and water. Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll be streaming there. Yes, we will. A stream will be done in this space too. Got some flowers. I think that's the first photo again of outside the space. Yeah, I'm super stoked. I haven't been close to a body of water in a long time, like a proper body of water. And being able to spend 5 days there, I'll really get to connect with the spirit of place. Right? I'll intend to. I'll set out to even make sure I'll eat some dirt. Think I'm joking. I will eat some dirt. Yeah, I will. I want to go in the water too. That's also like another thing that I feel already cold to. I was like, I must heal myself in those healing waters. The lovely tropical vibes. Yeah. Drakensberge has like a good spirit to it as well. I haven't been there many times, but every time I went, the energy was so mystical. Weirdly enough, it had like a mystical feeling to it. Like this is some other world as an experience. I was a kid, and it was very much another world to me at that point. But still, What a fractal. Mm-mm-mm. I'm back again. Stay tuned. We'll be streaming there. Yeah. That does make me happy to think about. They do have Wi-Fi apparently. I'm seeing messages come through. Hey, you just got here? Sorry for being on my phone. It's my bad. It's not very nice of me. Welcome. Today we've been having a conversation about what it takes and that it doesn't take that much, actually. That the amount of takes we think it's gonna take that we have in our minds usually in reality ends up being significantly less. In other words, you might catastrophize how like big that pile of plates are standing in your sink and you're like, oh, washing the dishes. Oh, the dishes. All right. And you might think and feel that way for so long, right? Maybe like you strive over that for a day, 2 days, a whole week just looking at the dishes. And then you actually just do the dishes. And then in the moment of dish doing, you're like, this is fine. And then by the time you're done with the dishes, you have a sense of like, huh, why is that so hard? Why was that so hard leading up to just getting it done? And I feel that is what I wanna talk about, if anything. Maybe you can tell me what your experience with that energy is like. What is it that makes us think it's gonna be worse than it is? So so over it. Such a lovely place, perfect for disrespectfully discarding lawn mowing notices. Such a, like we should burn it in that space. Be like, oh yes, we offer this lawn your mow your lawn notice. We're burning it, taken from us. Make it be. Washing dishes is a perfect time to zone out. Absolutely. And if you're still having a hard time, put something on to listen to, be it music or an audio book or a podcast or some deep dive on a piece of history, whatever, all right? Like give yourself some space and you'll realize that these things happen quickly. If you actually just get out of your own way. I get in my own way by spending so much time looking for the thing that I want to listen to while I do the thing that I'm supposed to do. It's funny that way. Not eating has been an extra change, right? Like there usually is some activity in your day with like cooking and being preoccupied with what it is you're going to eat. And then potentially the dishes, all right, that come alongside it. However, in this state, there's a lot less of that. My relationship with reality changes. I no longer actively tell reality I need it the same way. I still have to breathe air though. So reality's got me there. Still kind of need gravity, otherwise I go flying off the surface of the earth. That would be inconvenient. I have dishwashing thoughts, like shower thoughts. Same, Prairie. Yeah, it's true. Uh, Dishwashing thoughts to me usually end up being something like it's usually like conversational, like imagining interpretation by others, right? And then responding to said interpretation in my mind. It's almost like I'm having a conversational imagining, Eva, can you not dig in the garden, sweet girl? Let's not dig in the garden, please. Do you have the grime on your feetsies? You do. You were just digging. Let me clean you up a little bit. Yeah, fine. Kobe is gonna be jealous. Here comes. I told you. Jealousy. So much jealousy. There you go. You got blanket now. I can hear someone else's dogs barking. And I can't imagine how either loud those dogs have to be if they're barking from where I imagine they're barking from, or I have to wonder why they're as close as they are. And both of those are like, can you take precious Eva with you to the US? You hear that, Eva? You want to go to the US with us? Dishwashing is giving the dishes a shower, creating the conditions for shower thoughts to occur. Yeah. And since you're holding onto the dishes while they're having shower thoughts, you're having your thoughts. Sam, you're witty wise girl. Love is true. Yeah. Taking Eva to the US is probably gonna be a whole mission. She's probably gonna have to be vaccinated. Let's see what the process is like for that kind of stuff. And I'm not really thinking about it actually. I'm just curious. We just had this question asked about bringing one of our dogs over, immigrating basically with the dog to America. What is that process like? Are there costs involved? Well, what is expected? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Bringing your dog with you involves a series of legal, medical, logistical, and financial steps. Here's the full breakdown. So, first, the US CDC entry requirements, where the dog must be at least 6 months old. Okay, she is older than that, microchipped. She is not microchipped. Have a valid rabies vaccination certificate. Probably doesn't have a valid rabies certificate. Have a CDC dog import permit. Probably doesn't have a CDC dog import permit. Especially for high risk countries like South Africa, of course, we're high risk on top of that. Uh, Enter through a CDC approved port of entry. There's only 18 US airports that are approved. So we're going to have to use a certain airport on entry. Then the microchip and rabies vaccinations. The microchip must be ISO 11784 or 11785 compliant, a common type of world chip. Then the rabies vaccination must be at least 28 days before travel and after 12 weeks of age. Then you need proof of this vaccination for entry. Then there is CDC import permits where you'll need photos of the dog, vaccination records of the dog, microchip proof, the owner's ID, and vet signed documents. Apply at least 30 days before arrival. Then you have to book an entry via the approved airports, New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Washington, or Miami. And then, hey, stop digging. You see those creatures back there? Stop digging in the yard. You shouldn't be digging in the yard. I know it's fun, but now you got like all grimy feetsies. Her whole nose is full of dirt too. No more climbing on top of me. After you've like completely covered yourself in dirt. We're talking about flying you out to the States, and of course you're like, yeah, this is the chance. I'm gonna roll in the mud harder. uh, yeah, yeah, like Airline pet fee can be 200 to thousands of dollars. Uh, Travel crate, 100 to 300. Microchip, $50. Rabies vaccination, other $50. Vet checkups and paperworks, up to $300. So like a few $1,000s all in, probably a few, maybe 2 to 3 thousand US dollars to take Eva to America. So yeah, anything for a price. That's what it takes. That was what we're talking about today, right? That's what it takes. It takes thousands of dollars. It's wild. Everything takes thousands of dollars these days. All right. You want something nice? At least $1,000. What, you ain't got no $1,000? No nice thing for you. Asking a Jack Russell not to dig. Yeah, I think weirdly enough, he's pretty fine with not digging. Eva is the real digging one. She likes getting herself all covered in mud and stuff. Wouldn't be surprised if it's like good for her skin or something. She is treated well though. She gets better skin treatment than most people give themselves. Shame. In the same way that Eva doesn't know that she need to get help, other people also don't. Yeah. I put sunscreen on today again. Apparently, 60% of the UV exposure you experience can come from just the open sky like this. You don't even have to get directly blasted by the sunlight. Let me fact check myself on that as well. I'll make sure this thing is online. Is it true that up to like 60% of the UV exposure I get doesn't even come from direct sunlight on my skin? That even if I was sitting in shade and there was an open sky in front of me, I would still be getting significant UV exposure, and that could be bad for my skin if I don't wear any kind of sunscreen. What's this then? A suspected spam caller? I suspect I won't be answering. Sometimes I do. These days, I don't. Not at all. But what if they put cancer-causing ingredients in the damn sunscreen? You know, Johnson & Johnson got busted doing that to Band-Aids and baby powder. I did do like my research about the ingredients in the sunscreen. I didn't. I did my research about this sunscreen retroactively as well. The ones I asked for, like I did like research on that too, but I don't know if those ones weren't available. So Joe did bring ones, and then I did kind of like go into the whole fractal of like finding out. And there are some things that have like potential to harm, but most of the ingredients you can like fact check them each are relatively safe or provably safe. And I think in that way it is a balance, right? We know for a fact that sunlight exposure gives you cancer, for a fact. Right? We don't know for the same fact that all sunscreens give you cancer. So in that way, it's like like one of those things. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Even when you're sitting in shade with open sky above, you're still exposed to substantial amounts of UV radiation from the diffused and reflected rays. Yeah, bouncing around the atmosphere. How shade works and doesn't against UV. Direct versus diffuse UV. Shade, or a sun umbrella, effectively blocks direct beam UV, but only partially blocks the diffuse component. the UV scattered by the sky. One study found that around 60% of the erythem- erythemal, erythemal, the skin burning UV under shade comes from diffuse skylight. 60%, right? So I'm just cutting 40% by never sitting in direct sunlight. That's wild. Shade isn't zero UV. Measurements in tree shade showed more than 5% of direct UV reaching the spot, and under an umbrella, shade is about 17% or more. Another study noted many shade structures only provide a real UV protection, roughly equivalent to 3 to 7 SPF. That's wild. Scientific breakdown. Diffuse or scattered UV continues to reach your skin even if direct rays are blocked. Depending on shade density and sky exposure, you may still get 20 to 65% of the ambient UV, sometimes enough to cause tanning or even sunburn. What this means practically. Even in shade or under an umbrella, the UV index often remains high, especially around midday in open areas. Your skin is still at risk for sun damage, DNA harm, photoaging, and cancer, even if it feels shaded. Yeah. Reflected UV from surfaces like grass, sand, water, concrete can further elevate your exposure. There's probably like some reflection happening on that roof, back to me as well. And then it's like, yeah, best practices, use sunscreen, wear sun protective clothing like hats. I don't know if I want to start wearing hats. Choose deep natural shade. Less open sky equals lower diffuse UV. Yeah, I got like maximum open sky here. And apply sunscreen regularly, especially on exposure areas like face, neck, arms, and legs. There we go. Yeah, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm feeling so very pleasantly at peace and present with what is dear Moon Knight. It's nice having you here with us. Yeah, think of shade like turning down the brightness, but never off. Even dimmed UV can add up, especially over years. For your skin's true long-term protection, combine shade, sunscreen, and clothing, and treat shade as your backup, not your only defense. Yeah, I need to start wearing sunscreen more actively. This I know, and this I do know. I have no reason not to, other than, again, this whole fractal of what it takes. What it takes is me putting it on my face, right? But what I feel I lose is the comfort of not having oily skin and all of the discomfort that potentially comes with it. So it is one of those things. What I also think is one of those things is that this has given, has taken what it needs. It has shared enough. Hi, Prairie Wolf, bless again. I'm going to show you a flower, read you a poem, and then say you a goodbye. Yeah, this one has some owls in it. Are you a homosexual? Mm-mm-mm. No, sir, I'm not. I appreciate you taking an interest in me, though. I'm still flattered. Shots fired. The monk who conquers his mind needs no sword, for discipline is the sharpest weapon of all. This I believe. This I do believe. I also believe I can always be better discipline-wise. So, I feel like I have good discipline, but I also want to be even more disciplined. So many entities. What would they say if they could speak? Do you see me, owl? This owl is the one that made me choose this flower. Yeah, techno owl. All right. You have feasted your eyes. Now lend me your ears. The quiet aim. It begins, not with thunder, but with a whisper, a tilt of the heart, a soft decision. I want to grow. Intentions are not shouts. They don't need to be. They're the angle of your bow before you even lose the arrow. They're the reason behind the reach, the story behind the smile, the why beneath the work. No one may see it, that turning inside, but you will know. You'll feel it in how the day sits on your skin and how your footsteps echo meaning. And sure, plans might break, paths might twist, life might laugh in your face. But the aim, that sacred quiet aim, it holds. So begin again, as many times as you need. Choose the kind intention. Choose the true one, the one that stretches you without breaking you. Set it gently, tend it daily, and let the rest unfold. La vista. Ciao. Sending me heart eyes, making my heart feel like it wants to arise to this state of presence with you. Bro, where is Henry? I think the Matrix finished him. Henry Hart, the Matrix ate him up, oh, made him a consume. Made him a consumer. Or my squeezers. My squeezy squeezers. What you doing? You servant creatures. What's out there? Is anything out there? Bro, what breed is the dog and how much did it cost? His mom and his dad both look like Jack Russells, and he was free. The mom and dad had babies, and then the babies found homes. His sister is owned by my brother, and he came over to ours. I don't know if they were paid for. Were you paid for? I didn't pay nothing. I just have to give and give and give attention ceaselessly, irritatingly. Tickling him. Get tickled. Maximum irritatium. Look like you got some yoga posing going on here, bro. You got some yoga posing. I'm trying to get him to like be uncomfortable on my lap, so he tries running away, like such. Because the stream has come to its end. We finished. Ah, Lucy, you're joining us just as we're getting ready to say goodbye. It was nice having you here. You mean you just did dog trafficking and separated him from his biological parents? Nope. I'm not saying that. Because I'm not the one who fetched him either. He got brought by my brother and his girlfriend, whose mother is the owner of the mom of him. Yes. Yes. Words are hard. Thank you for finding yourself in this space once again. I'm sorry. You ain't got nothing to be sorry about, Lucy. You're here. You were here. I'm sorry that I have to say goodbye just as you are saying hi. That's the sorries that there are. By the how are you? By the how are you? By the how are you? I'm doing well. I'm feeling a little bit transitiony. I'm in that state where my body is like almost depleting the last of any carb storages I have left in my body, and I'm switching over to a new source of energy. And I'm in that state, that transitionary state, where things are all. You know what I mean? No, you know what I mean. You're fucking no. Lucy, how's everything going in hell? Can I pay a visit? What do you mean, bro? Oh, you don't know we're already there? This is hell. But it's also heaven. And it's just a matter of mind, right? At this point. I appreciate you, friends, for spending some time with me here. It's always a pleasure. My shirt exploding more. It's always a pleasure having you here for these moments. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow at the latest. I appreciate you, friends. Love you. Goodbye. Cheers now.